indoor air quality. And indoor air quality, actually, some of the discussion from today's presentation of their certification, their platinum certification, one of the things that seemed collective is everybody was just amazed by the indoor air quality, the indoor environmental quality. I heard a number of people comment on, just how wonderful it is to be in this environment and breathe the air. One of the comments that the faculty had when they were moving in was, well, it's kind of funny. This is a new building, but it doesn't smell like one.
Yeah, sort of like the new car smell or the new carpet smell. And what's that smell coming from?
Well, that's coming from volatile organic compounds, which are toxins. And I think you had mentioned the collaborative high-performance schools, CHIPS?
Yeah, CHPS. That's another group that sort of overlaps what U.S. Green Building Council is doing.
They have put a protocol together establishing what chemicals are harmful for children and for adults as well.
This is specifically geared towards schools?
And it's geared towards schools. And Charles Ely was there, and he is, the director for the collaborative high-performance schools. And he said, it was kind of funny, but he told Douglas that they had won all the awards that they possibly had. So I think he had a plaque for them or something else. But the Chartwell School had won so many other ones. Right.
That's fabulous. One of the things that was interesting in Chartwell's website is the question, did it cost more? And they said that they limited the initial cost to 5 to 10% above conventional costs for whatever item they were looking at. So this would be a 2x4, for example, or a square of carpeting or roofing material. What experience do you have on that?
They did some studies at Chartwell to compare it against a standard building, school building, and the standard school building was at $350 a square foot.
Oh, is that right?
Which is, pretty expensive if we're homeowners or something like that.
We're talking about like a custom home in the peninsula for, at that rate.
Exactly. But, Chartwell was able to be in well below that. I don't have the numbers here, but it was somewhere along the line of 320. And if you factor out, they factored out that they had received in excess of platinum, and then they factored out the cost that went to platinum. The premium was not that much, 5%, just for doing a platinum job. But it was less than what the state average is for building a school.
Yeah, that's good. Again, more experience for other precedent, your precedent setting, more experience for the next guy down the street who wants to put up a similar building.
Right.
Let's talk again about the less water you just started to talk about in the last segment about this fog catching. That's an intriguing term. You want to explain how that works?
Yeah, the fog catcher operates very similar to nature, the way we have our Monterey cypresses and pine trees that collect fog here, and they collect enough water for these huge cypresses to survive. Well, apparently these fog catchers at Chartwell managed to bring in about 100 gallons or so, over a week.
That's
so, they haven't seen the bottom of their cistern yet. Now they use the cistern to flush toilets, which works out real well because during the school year, during the rain months, kids are in school. So it kind of works together. They do not use it in their irrigation because they're eventually going to be tied into the recycled water that will be coming in from the city of Seaside.
No, so that's a separate system.
Marina Coast. So that's why they had not designed it in that way. But that's why they're able to save quite a bit. They have that, waterless urinals, and all types of dual flush toilets. And the one thing that's neat about a lot of these is, you know, we say, oh, dual flush toilets, I remember those. But the technology has changed.
Yes, they have.
They're much more powerful than what they were 10, 15 years ago when they first came out, and we were all dreading.
Once, twice, three times.
Exactly.
But I wanted to mention a couple other items that are characteristics of the new campus. One is the focus on acoustics, and another one has to do with commissioning. So let's talk about acoustics first. This was especially important, they say, for Chartwell students. And what were the issues there for the design and construction?
Well, the acoustics are not necessarily anything that's addressed by LEED. And I don't think they addressed it as any of their innovation points. But I know that, you know, there were quite a bit of, you know, it just shows again how Chartwell always exceeded things, and they always did it for the benefit of the children that go to school at Chartwell. But you know, you talk about commissioning, and that is really not too many people are aware of that. And the person that really taught me about what commissioning was Douglas Atkins, because he was an officer in the Navy.
Okay.
And he said, well, you commission a ship. You know, before it goes out port, you have to commission it.
So this is training.
It's seeing that it's seaworthy. Now we have ships, you know, that have to be seaworthy, but our homes, our buildings are not necessarily livable worthy.
Yes.
And the systems that are in there, you know, they say that 60% of air conditioning is either overfilled or underfilled with refrigerant. And that's not one of the things that you test with your normal test and balancing. Well, commissioning, they go through a series of tests to make sure that the design meets the actual building after. And in doing this, you know, there's tremendous efficiency, because if you have too much refrigerant in, or if you have too little, either way, you're losing money on your PG&E bill.
And then also the people who are involved in the maintenance building, or any of the users, also get involved in caring for the building, correct? That's all part of the grand commissioning process, because everyone has a role to play in the function of the building.
Absolutely. The people that are in, you know, the staff and faculty that were part of Chartwell all had a chance to feedback and give us feedback on the systems, because in as much as the Chartwell School is a smart building, it has everything computerized. They had the live feed of some of the system on the screen today, you know, just showing how it's functioning, and you can see the photovoltaics, how they're charging and what they're doing and everything. So it's pretty amazing, but that captures so much, but you also want to know if people are comfortable. And they have to be able to tell you that, because commissioning is verifying that there is a comfort level, that systems are working as they're designed, and it's a very extensive testing that's done, but I think it's to the benefit of the owner to have that done, because there's about I've looked at commissioning, it's about a 5-year payback.
I think it'd be good to come back in a few months, or maybe another year, and take a look at some of those things and some of those reports, and what we've all learned from them, because this is really a brand new field, and you're really at the cutting edge of this. And Joe, it's been a pleasure to have you with us.
Tom, it's been my pleasure as well. Thank you.
Thank you. And now we're going to take a couple-minute break and be back and talk more about environmental issues. Thank you.